Hey.
I like this start. This is how we intro.
That's how we always do the fake opening. It's like saying that live. Yeah. Hey, welcome to Madhouse Magazine Radio Hour. Today we are doing Led Zeppelin, the greatest album ever recorded. Some people say Physical Graffiti, 1975. Right. And, of course, my guests Mike and Mike are here.
Hello.
And as you may have noticed, Mike and Mike haven't been on the show. This is the first show of 2019, by the way, too. And you notice Mike and Mike were not here. We're going to get right into this. We're going to talk about our falling out.
Terrible.
That we don't know what happened. There seemed to be trouble or there was miscommunication. But last time we were at Mike Padrone's house and everything left. Mike was a little weird that night. But then when I texted him, he completely ignored me. That I texted the group, both of these guys, and Macchioli got back to me.
Which is rare.
Which is rare because it takes 24 hours at least for him to get back.
But he actually, Mike even got so mad he threw a light stand down on the
yes,
ground. He freaked out. Yeah. He was nonsensical. He was very upset.
Right, so we didn't know what was happening. He didn't get back to me. I sent him a couple other texts. He didn't get back to me, and that's definitely not like him. And then Macchioli texted him. He got right back to Macchioli.
I had to reach out to him to make sure he was all right.
And Mike never reaches out to anybody. So I'm like,
exactly.
What is going on here?
I was very worried about him.
Yeah. And then on social media, my wife posted something, and Mike is all liking that. And
you're like, you're dead to me on Facebook. And I'm like, wait, why am I dead to you? I haven't heard from you in so long. Why haven't I heard from him? Well, Dennis, how did this happen?
Well, there is. I was going to bring a lie detector in here today to prove who's telling the truth here, but it does. I did have an erroneous number for Padrone. It's not like, oh, there's no way. He definitely was just ignoring me. I had two numbers for him. One was completely wrong and one was right. So I believe that I could have messed it up.
I would have loved to see the text message you kept sending me that I never got.
Imagine if it went to someone else.
There's some random Spanish guy saying,
I don't know.
I'm not Padrone.
I was just like, is this thing on?
You're dead to me.
I said, where are you, right?
Why is this man threatening me?
And then...
No more show. What that mean?
Imagine if it went to Trump by mistake. That was his number. And,
wow.
Wait, what was the area code on that?
Secret Service.
Someone's threatening me.
No, it was 732.
So New Jersey 732. I think he had 332.
Or maybe 733 or something. There was one of three where it didn't belong instead of a two.
And,
so
we resolved that.
So we found out where Mike was. He was at GloryCon.
GloryCon, yeah. But I heard from Mike, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, are you okay? Are you cool?" I was like, "Bro, I'm fine. How you been, man?"
And that drove me even crazier.
What's the problem,
That drove me even crazier.
And Mike's like, "Dennis, he's fine. He's doing well." Oh, really? So he's just not talking to me. He's dead to me now. No more. You're not on my show anymore.
Because I got to a certain point, and I never do this. Normally, I just write people
like
off.
Yeah, he's like, why is he?
I don't care.
Me?
And I said, this is so unlike Mike. But then when I saw you were liking stuff on Facebook for other people and shit, I said, screw him. If he's not going to get back to me, he's not going to have the benefit of my hysterical posts and things on social media.
So then I'm on.
I unfriended him.
Yeah. So then I'm on Facebook. And I see him liking stuff from a friend of mine's, a page, and I'm like, but he's like, add friend, Dennis Margillo. And I'm like,
oh, Mike, he was upset.
Wait, we were friends. What happened? I'm just going back. He unfriended me. And so we're not friends. And I'm like,
dead to him.
Bro, and I texted him his number, his correct number. You're not my friend anymore on Facebook. What's up with that, man? What happened? And you didn't respond back for quite a while. And then you said, no, I don't know.
We're here.
Because he said this random number texted.
Yeah, right. It all worked out, and everything is good, and we're back again. So
the three amigos.
That's right.
That could have been a tragedy. People have been killed over less things.
I didn't ignore anybody, you know.
That would have been outrageous behavior. But it did give me the incentive to delete someone else off of Facebook who was not speaking to me anymore. And he's legitimately, I checked this out with someone else, and he says that I should know why he's mad at me.
Oh, come on,
so I said, I don't know why.
No, grow up. I don't know who it is, but, there's certain people that you just grow up, man,
exactly.
at your age.
How about we're men?
Come on, we're men. What are we, 16?
Get your feelings out, Walt,
Wow.
Hey, where's my my stories. I had another piece of paper. What did I do with that?
I have no idea.
Remember, I was printing the stuff out. Is it under here?
I don't, Dennis.
Is it under Joey Ramone?
Is that a piece of paper? Nah, jeez Louise.
All right, so we're gonna go. We're
gonna have to take a little break here.
Station break.
While I get my news stories because I printed them out. Here, do me a favor. Well, I'll take a break and cut this out. But go in that other room right there.
All right. Right now?
Do it right now.
Like when Matt Gilly had to leave to take a pee-pee on live air?
But I thought I picked it up. Did I take it upstairs? Did I
right,
put it over there? Yeah, just go in there, right, and look to the left.
And go get me a beer while you're at it.
Is there a paper out of the printer? There it is. Hot off the presses.
Wow.
See? That's so good, we might not even have to cut this out.
Ooh.
But as you know, Madhouse Magazine Radio Hour, we need to read Madhouse Magazine stories, and a lot going on. It's Led Zeppelin week, because we're doing Led Zeppelin, so we got some Led Zeppelin news. Absolutely. And it's Jimmy Page's birthday is happening real soon.
Really?
Like tomorrow or the next day.
How old?
Oh, here's something you might be interested. Tomorrow is Robbie Krieger's birthday. The day after is Jimmy Page's birthday.
Two legendary guitar players.
And last week was John Paul Jones's birthday. Not the sea captain or whatever that guy was.
JPJ is one of the most underrated musicians.
Yes, I agree with that too. We're going to talk all about that.
So humble, man.
So, all right. So let me read a nice story here that happens to be about Jimmy Page. So this is from the Annals of Madhouse Magazine. Jimmy Page burns neighbor's house down. Shocking end to a 3-year feud. So have you guys heard about this? That there's a big feud between Jimmy Page and his London neighbor, this guy Robbie Williams, who's some like pop singer or something.
Is this really?
This is a true thing. They've been having this.
And he's only popular in England.
Exactly. Nobody else knows Robbie Williams.
Yeah, he had a thing.
It's like the band The Jam. If you mention them to anybody in the United States,
he did.
Like, who?
There's
Yeah,
this
the song
award
like
ceremony.
Angels or something in it, I think. Well, anyway, here we go. So they've had a lot of lawsuits and everything. So Jimmy Page brought it to an end finally. Rock legend Jimmy Page brought his long-simmering feud with neighbor singer Robbie Williams to a boil. The Led Zeppelin guitarist Page has been having a 3-year feud with his neighbor Robbie Williams over Williams' plans to renovate his home. Williams' renovation plans include a new basement, 3 solariums, a petting zoo, a helicopter pad, and a badminton court.
Nice when you have money.
I would like a badminton court.
Who wouldn't? And a petting zoo.
One solarium.
See? But a petting zoo, I think that is what threw him over the edge, right? So Page has been vocally opposed to the renovation as he is concerned the renovations could damage his own home. I am extremely concerned that this work will cause vibrations and possible structural damage with my house, said Page. Page owns a historic home built in 1881 by architect William Burgess. You're familiar with his work?
And didn't Crowley live there as well?
No, that was the house before.
Oh, you're right, Brian.
Yeah.
So Robbie Williams, best known for his singing some crappy pop songs, called Page mentally ill and has taken to criticizing Page on stage and in social media. Well, it seems Page has gotten the last laugh. Page, dressed like Rambo and armed with a flamethrower, kicked the door in at Williams' home. Williams ran for his life as Page set ablaze to the house. I told you this guy was mentally ill, cried Williams. By the time fire engines arrived, the house was burnt to the ground, and Page was sitting there smiling and smoking a cigarette. Police questioned Jimmy Page and released him. Asked why they let him go, Inspector Rathbone said, "He's Jimmy Page. Whole lot of love, cashmere, stairway to heaven. He is a god. He can do whatever he wants." Police then fined Williams $100 for being a douche.
Exactly.
There you have it. All the news not fit for print. Madhouse Magazine. Way to go, Jimmy. Don't mess with Jimmy Page.
Nobody's got that stuff, man.
He's the man.
Exactly.
So, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now we're going to take a little break now, and we're going to play some music, of course. And, of course, we're going to play my favorite song off of this album. Would you guys care to guess what song that is? It is... No, it's not even on this album.
Right.
No, it's not.
How about, I thought it was Light My Fire.
Wait, don't say that.
You can't say that, man. Don't say that, because Robbie would be calling up and...
In the Light's my favorite.
That is a good one. I love that. But my favorite is 10 Years Gone off of this one.
That's good.
My favorite Led Zeppelin song of all time, maybe. So I love that song very much. So 10 Years Gone.
Custard pie, though.
Led Zeppelin. And then we're going to do Black Dog live from Madison Square Garden.
Yes,
and
man.
we'll be right back.
Oh.
Madhouse Magazine Radio Hour. Hey, welcome back. Madhouse Magazine Radio Hour. You just heard 10 Years Gone by Led Zeppelin and Black Dog live from Madison Square Garden. Wow. So let's talk about Led Zeppelin now. First, we're going to talk about I saw Led Zeppelin. The Led Zeppelin.
On TV.
Song remains the same.
I saw the song remains the same, too.
Did you see the band live?
Come on, man.
You have a shirt, though. Where'd you get this shirt from?
Okay. So I became...
Tell us about this shirt. What does it say on it first here?
Okay. So it says Led Zeppelin 1979.
Right.
And you should turn around.
Just tell us what it says. You're going to knock the whole set over.
You got to get
It's going to say Nebworth Stage Crew on it.
That's the last show that the drummer played.
John Bonham.
Yes, the last tour.
Nebworth is a big place.
They ever played.
It's like Madison Square Garden of
Wasn't there
England,
a record,
right?
Crowd or something that
What's
night?
that?
Was there a record crowd?
I don't know if it was a record crowd, but it's an amazing
Like
Nebworth
hundreds
show.
of
Oh,
thousands.
Nebworth, yeah, it's like a stadium. It's
Yeah.
not just a.
Yeah.
Well, it's a
place.
concert festival that like they hold every year in Nebworth. So like,
Okay.
yeah, and it always draws like major crowds. It's like Central Park
Because that's where they had Live Aid also.
Exactly. It just draws these monster crowds. So like, I don't know if that was a particularly big one, but like, it's a great performance if you ever get it. If you can, look up How the West Was Won, which is a whole like thing of Zeppelin outtakes and stuff like that. And Nebworth is on that.
Well, Nebworth's also on their DVD with the one with the desert on the front.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
How the West Was Won.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really good.
I have that too.
But either way, like I got like in the early days of like I want to say eBay, you could get concert T-shirts and stuff really cheap, and they were real ones. And so like I like now everything is overblown. Like an 85 Stone shirt goes for like $300, but like this this is like an actual roadie shirt, and like so I contacted the guy, and like I was like that is that like the real deal? And he was like, oh yeah, and I got it from a guy who lived in I think it was Staffordshire or some weird town in England. And yeah, like he was a really nice guy, and he was like in his 70s, and like
That's
and it's fun. And what's cool about it is he was this big monster guy, but like it's so old that it shrunk to my size. And this and I bought it like probably 15 years ago, but like I still own it. It's like falling apart, but I still love it.
Didn't you tell me that was used to wipe up after the groupies in the dressing room as well?
It actually was.
That's why it shrunk.
Yeah, it got
really. Black light to that one.
Do you want to smell it? Smell the glove.
Yeah, we'll smell that.
Smell the glove. I love it.
Yeah, so we had that discussion. Mike is all set for Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap.
We're going to do the next show. It's going to be Spinal Tap.
It has to be
Sir Ian Hogg.
It's the 35th anniversary too.
And they're going
March.
on tour, I heard.
March what? Do you know?
March 2nd.
Hello, Cleveland.
Yes, so we're gonna do that next time. But anyway,
Stonehenge.
So awesome shirt.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, so good stuff. So I actually did see Led Zeppelin, 1977, Madison Square Garden. I went with my older brother. I was 12 years old. It was one of the most amazing shows.
The year of my birth.
I remember it as it was yesterday. The one thing I do recall that there was this guy in front of me, a drunken hippie guy who kept yelling out the words to Black Dog. Like before the show started, you're all sitting there and I'm watching all these drug addicts get high and everything. And this guy was just wasted and just yelling out, big-legged woman ain't got no soul, doing the whole thing. So it was quite hysterical.
I like in Song Remains the Same where that girl is standing outside of the garden and she's like, anybody got a ticket? You gotta take it, and like there's a cop standing like right next to her smoking a cigarette.
I gotta tell you, man, I love the DVD. The Song Remains the Same. I mean, when I was a kid and I started drumming, I must have been 4th grade, 3rd grade. My uncle bought me the VHS of Song Remains the Same, and I watched that thing until the tape fell apart, man.
So good.
And I always remember watching it by myself, really late at night as a kid, and then Stairway to Heaven came on. And the limo was pulling away, and I never wanted that song to end. I didn't want them to leave. You know what I mean? It was just a musician sort of thing. You just, wow, man, you have such a connection with that. That video. So 77 Madison Square Garden, was that 76 footage from the Garden that they put in that movie?
I think it's the 77 tour.
Yeah,
You were there
it's
when
the
they
77
filmed.
June of 77.
Yeah. So I think the performances you might have seen, like it. Song Remains the Same is like a compilation of like all that whole Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Because I think that was earlier. Because they were. Let me talk about all these tours, and
They
we'll
were
figure
just
it out.
coming off tour. They were exhausted when they filmed it.
Right.
Yeah, it was the end. Yeah,
They got their money stolen
the end
from
of the
them.
tour.
Yeah, that might have been 73 because this all went. 73 is when the money got stolen.
Okay.
And 75 was a very short tour.
To make it dramatic.
75 was a shorter tour, and then 77 got cut short. And I'll tell you all about this, why it happened.
That's why we're here, man. We love it.
Right. Let's talk about Physical Graffiti now. Right. So it was released February 24th, 1975. And you know what? It was supposed to be released November of 74. But because of this album and all the artwork, it got delayed. So they actually delayed the album for 3 months just for this stupid.
Why the artwork? Just
artwork.
The photo or
no? The whole thing. It's very complicated. Look at.
I've been there. I've been there.
Yes. Let's talk about that.
Down the street from there.
That is
the Stones filmed the video right in the doorway.
Exactly.
Yep.
Very famous building.
Yes.
It's 96 and 98, I believe. Yeah, St. Mark's Place in New York City.
First and St. Mark's between First and Tompkins Square Park.
And right around the corner from the.
My brother actually lived. My brother lived on the corner of First and St. Mark's, and I used to walk by it every day.
Wow,
like it's pretty cool.
This is an amazing piece.
And I didn't even. You want to know how I knew it was the cover for Physical Graffiti?
Yeah.
Pop-up video. You remember when
VH1
used to show pop-up
I love
video?
that show.
They showed the video for Waiting for a Friend, which was what Mike was just talking about, and I was like, oh, that's. I was like, holy shit! I'm like here right now. I'm like, well. I'm watching it in New York City at my brother's apartment. I was like, oh, my God.
That's like what we do. Like, every time Dennis reviews an album, I think we're like the pop-up video, like the modern day.
That is.
Think about it.
That's awesome.
That's why we're here. That's why Dennis is here having a show, man. We try to give you guys that insight on what's going on, Mike. Awesome, bro.
A lot of people didn't know that. Now you can go there if you live in
YouTube
here and go there and take a picture on the porch.
Right in front and around the corner.
Between First and Avenue A, walk down St. Mark's, and on your right-hand side where there's a bunch of like Rastafarians doing things. Well, used to be. I don't know about now. And there's a clothing store actually called Physical Graffiti right there.
It's now a Starbucks.
Now it's probably like some Starbucks or something, or a donut shop. A very expensive donut shop.
Cupcakes, probably.
Cupcakes for very important people. But it's a pretty cool area. Go check it out.
Yeah.
So
just ask one of the Rastafarians, where can I see the Led Zeppelin building?
Where can I find those good cupcakes, man?
And if you're standing in front of the Physical Graffiti building, you're standing in front of it, and you walk to your left, all the way down to the corner, and make a right. A few doors down is the Pyramid Club. Now, the Pyramid Club was one of the first clubs Nirvana performed at.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, Mike is a pop-up video
and
specialist.
Also on
here.
St. Mark's
that's
itself,
why we're here, man.
there was another club that was about a block or two up called Coney Island High.
Oh, yeah. That was the epicenter of punk rock there on St. Mark's. Every clothing store, trash and vaudeville, all this stuff. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff going on there.
That's why we're here with you. We're bringing it to you from Jersey, baby. Yeah.
So this was their 6th studio album, the first on their Swan Song label that they created.
Their own label.
And it was a double album. And you want to know what the first rock and roll double album was? It wasn't this one. This was up there close. But do you know what the first one is?
Very first.
No one better dare question me. It was Bob Dylan, Blonde on Blonde, released May 1966. And very shortly after that, June 1966, Zappa and the Mother's Invention came out with Freak Out. So Dylan beat him by a month. But then other notable double albums, I don't know why I wrote this down, but I thought it was interesting. Electric Ladyland came out in 68. Then the Beatles' White Album, November 68. Captain Beefheart, Trout Mask Replica, June 69. Chicago's debut album, August 69. Now, that's pretty impressive, having your debut album as a double album.
Chicago?
I love Rundgren.
Yeah. Derek and the Dominoes, Layla, December 1970. Todd Rundgren, Something Anything, 72. Stones, Exile on Main Street, 72.
My favorite song.
What a time for music,
Elton, 73. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Quadrophenia, The Who.
Wow.
October 1973.
From 64
and there's Zappa as well with Joe's Garage, too.
Well, that was much later.
I know, but I'm saying,
I just named them in order, the first 10 here.
Yeah.
So that was the first 10 rock and roll albums.
All the deaths and the new albums.
Dennis studied up on this one.
Yes, absolutely. This is my stuff here. So this album went to number 1. That's surprising because usually Disco Duck is number 1.
What year did it go to number 1?
It went to number 1 in 75. Yeah, 75, absolutely. And it went 16 times platinum. That is a lot of albums. The one before it was Houses of the Holy.
Well, that's probably why.
And the one after it was Presence. So a lot was going on at this time.
I think Bonham was dead by the time Presents came out.
No, he wasn't.
No, Coda.
Was this
I'm
his
sorry.
last?
Presents is
No,
great,
all right,
actually.
settle down.
Achilles' Last Stand.
You're just making up nonsense
No,
here.
now we
this
got
is
it.
fake news.
No,
Listen
my
to
God.
the truth here.
I know what's going
I
on.
always speak the truth.
He's from
So-
Queens. He knows that.
I always speak the truth. I swear.
So the band had the tour even planned, and they had to delay the album. So they're out on tour before the album even came out. But the tour was cursed from the beginning. Jimmy Page broke his finger. You know how hard it is for a guitar player to. It was inside a groupie, and she sneezed.
I was gonna say that.
and
yeah.
broke his finger.
Now, which finger was the one he was
pinky.
feeling?
I heard a mud shark actually put his finger in. Like
So-
while he was trying to insert it into a group.
So it was the one in the and the two in the.
Oh my God, this show's being
Censored
pulled.
as we know
Yeah.
it.
All right. So Robert Plant then got the flu, and his voice was all screwed up, and you can hear it in some videos. He
Well, they're
sounds
funny.
terrible.
They're like he caught the flu, but he like was flying in some airport like in like Cincinnati or something like that. And like he flies in, he's wearing like a woman's blouse. He's like, he's like
Yeah.
completely naked.
In
and
the
they're-
middle of
and they're like-
February, yeah.
5 days later, all of a sudden he contracts pneumonia, and it's like, oh, geez, dude.
And then
Dress warmer.
a show in Boston was canceled because fans were rioting. And then I heard this. This is what is very chill. I got to chill up my spine, chilly, when I heard this. That, Mike, your hair is going to stand up on your arm when you hear this. That Lynette Squeaky Frome, you know who she is, right? Member of Charles Manson's family. She confronted Danny Goldberg and said to him, he was vice president of the label, and she demanded to speak with Jimmy Page to warn him of bad energy. Fromm claimed to have foreseen the future and wished to forewarn Page of the imminent danger. She swore the last time this happened, she had seen someone shot to death before her eyes. Goldberg stated that even he couldn't see Page until the following night, to which Fromm responded, "Tomorrow night will be too late." Goldberg persuaded her to write a long note to Page, after which she left. The note was burned unread. And later that year, Fromm tried to kill President Ford.
Joe Ford.
Right? So then they say, that's the first I ever heard this happening. I don't know if it's, fake news or
Like,
not,
real
but
or not.
it could,
Yeah,
but it sounds like it because there was a lot of cursing going on with the band after this. In August 1975, when they were on that tour, Robert Plant and his family were on vacation in Greece during a break. Car went off the road and crashed. Plant and his wife, Maureen, were injured. The kids were okay. Plant broke an ankle and an elbow, and he spent time in a wheelchair, and it took a long time to recover, and the rest of that tour of 75 was canceled.
Isn't that when they recorded in Through the Outdoor? Like
No,
during
where's
that
your
time?
timeline?
I'm terrible. I'm sorry. I had a bad night.
So we're going to take a break now, play some music, and then we're going to come back and we'll tell you what happened while he was recovering.
All right.
So let's see, what other
I
songs
know
we're gonna
Carrick
play?
died, but like I thought, like
Settle down, man. Don't jump ahead. Don't jump behind.
Why not?
This is like a
We
flash
already took a cut.
forward,
You took a cut.
a flash sideways. So
Flash side. Flash
right.
It's a Flash Gordon.
another song off of Physical Graffiti. We're going to play Boogie with Stu, another one of my favorites.
All right, man.
And it'll give you time to think of who Stu is. And then we're going to play Song Remains the Same live, which I remember from 1977, Sitting in the Garden. That was the opening song. And I love it. All right, be right back. Madhouse Magazine Radio Hour, 474 The Mix. Welcome back, Madhouse Magazine Radio Hour. You just heard Boogie with Stu, which is about who? Does anyone have a guess?
Stu.
It's about Ian Stewart, who is a great piano player and was actually one of the original Rolling Stones. That he was a Rolling Stone back before they were the Rolling Stones, and Mick and everybody loved him. This is a fact. You thinking I'm making this up? It's Ian Stewart. He was a great piano player, but he had a regular job, and he was like a square-looking guy, and he didn't fit in with the rest of the band. So he said, I'll just play with you guys, but I'm not going to be a regular member. And to this day, he still plays with it, except that he died a few years back. But up until he died, he played with them. I swear, look it
went
up.
to Stones?
Ian Stewart. Stewart. And he plays the piano on this song. That's why they say
Why
Boogie
did he
with
ever
Stu.
want to be with them? Why?
I just explained why.
Tell me again.
Because it was too late by that time. That in the beginning, he was a square guy, and he had a family and a regular job, and he said, I just want to play with you guys on the side.
Whoa.
And then once they became famous, they loved him so much, they let him continue playing with them, but not an official member.
Still didn't want to be a member? Or
No, they wouldn't let him be a member at that point. It was too late.
I bet he wanted in.
So he could just
It's like Pat Smear in the Foo Fighters.
Oh, he's not an official member?
I don't think he's an official member.
Oh, okay, there you go. And it's just like the new bass player with the Rolling Stones. He's not an official member. He's playing with them for longer than Bill Wyman, but he's not an official member.
Yeah, the
What's Bill Wyman
last
up to,
official
man?
member is actually
Nothing,
Ronnie
just
Wood.
relaxing.
Relaxing.
Yeah, man, I'd be relaxing. Who the hell wants to go around the
He
world?
has a new 14-year-old
No. Hey, you guys
Oops,
know.
I said it.
You guys may not know. You're not active on social media. Do you know who I had a phone interview with yesterday?
Are you active on social media, Mike?
I am occasionally.
I'm
I disappear
currently
for
not.
So you don't know, Padron.
Days at a time.
You know who I had a phone interview with yesterday?
No, I don't.
John Oates.
Oh,
You
excellent.
know who that is?
The mustache man.
It's the guy with the mustache from Hall & Oates.
The Oates
Yes,
guy
isn't
with
that
the
awesome?
mustache. He had no upper lip,
Yes.
just a thick mustache.
Baba
awesome,
Booey
actually.
sometimes.
Baba
yeah.
Booey.
He's
Yeah,
a
Baba
very
Booey.
underrated guy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll get to
Cool,
that
that's cool.
later.
He's
so,
all great now.
Next, we heard Song Remains the Same live version. So now we're going to talk about the rest of the tour here.
Dude, I want to hear that interview, man. I'm sorry. You got me
Yeah.
going now with that.
Yeah, you can hear it.
When
once
can
it
I tune
airs.
in?
I will let you know on social media, but you must be active.
I must activate my
Don't
account.
forget to go to Facebook for past episodes.
Go to
Tonight.
madhousemagazine.com.
Wow, look at
All
that
right.
little.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
So
We're red hot tonight, kids.
Where was I now? All right, so the tour was just canceled. So as Plant was convalescing, as they say, recuperating, that's when they started writing and recording the song, the album Presence, which was released March 31st, 1976. So most of that recording, he sat in a wheelchair and he sang sitting down. What do you think of
What's
that?
amazing about that? Like that album, like it's not like popular. It's one of my like favorites.
I
though.
love that album.
I do too. I love
Describe
it.
the front cover of it, though.
Well, it's an
It's like
obelisk. Like,
oh, that's a good
yeah,
word.
it's like an obelisk, and what's really and his family looking around at it like it's their Sunday dinner or
Yeah,
Sunday
yeah, yeah.
breakfast or whatever, and it's just really weird.
It
and,
is
like,
cool.
But what's cool about it too, like that album, like what is it? I'm trying to think. Like Nobody's Fault But Mine is great. and,
Hots
like,
on for Nowhere,
and
Candy Store Rock.
Achilles' Last Stand.
Yes.
That is like they invented the Iron Maiden gallop beat 10 years beforehand.
No, they invented everything.
Yeah, they really did. It's amazing.
That's a very underrated record, I have to say. I
agree.
love Presence. Well, I would actually do a whole Presence show.
Presence is great.
But we had to get rid of
Actually,
Led
the
Zeppelin.
sculpture itself was like for sale at Christie's like a couple of years ago.
Oh, nice. I would
Yeah.
like to buy that. But you
you're
got
like-
that shirt instead?
Well, I did. I bought it. It was
They
a lot
were both
cheaper.
the same
It
price.
was a lot cheaper.
It was Jimmy Page's guitar.
There's
Ah,
actually someone on eBay that they make the obelisk if you wanted to buy it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know.
As
If it's
a,
called, I don't know if it's called the obelisk. I just like that
it's
word.
a
say-
massager,
Can I just
personal
say- I'm gonna say it
massager
again.
now as well.
Obelisk.
So, yes, that's another thing I remember. 1977, Jimmy Page wore that awesome white suit with
Yes.
the intricate things, and he had that double neck guitar.
Yes.
And John Paul Jones, as we mentioned, was a genius of the band, and he
Yes.
played everything in the band. The keyboard's so great,
Going
the
back-
arrangements, bass.
And his stage costumes, all these guys. They
Yeah.
had like such a great persona.
Robert Plant was a
Yeah.
god.
Like a god, yeah.
And
he
Jimmy
really was.
Page,
Jimmy
everything
with the
was just
dragon
so
bell
cool.
bottoms, and
Yeah.
like even like with the Zoso sweater and stuff like that.
And then John Paul Jones
the
on that
theremin.
tour.
Yeah.
John Paul Jones had that 3-neck guitar. Did you see that?
Yes.
It has a bass, a mandolin, and
Everything.
a sousaphone on it or something.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's pretty awesome. I saw that on eBay
Where
too.
can I find the footage?
Yes. Went for $12 on eBay if you want to buy it.
No, I would have.
So anyway, so then after Presents come out, they decided they're going to do a world tour. This is 77. And of course, things went bad again. The tour was cursed again. A tragedy happened. You know what happened, Mike?
Did Robert Plant's son pass
Yes,
away?
July 1977. Robert Plant's
Poor
son
little
died at the age of 5 from a stomach virus. You know, this is crazy. So the tour had to be canceled, of course. I was the last one to see them in June. July, it was canceled. I would have been so angry if
They came down
it
to
was
the
good.
shore. He was hanging out.
Yeah. And then, so Plant was devastated. He almost quit the band.
And
that
then they
was
wrote
it.
the song "All of My Love" to his
true.
son.
Yes, absolutely. Very good, Mike. Pop up Mike.
John
That's what we're going to call you.
John Bonham was he really cared about that situation and spoke
Yes.
with him so much. and he was his therapist. Basically, he got Robert Plant through that tough time.
Because he was going to quit music, and he had lost his love for music. But thanks to
they were like brothers.
Those two were really.
And you could see footage of the son that passed away, and the song remains the same.
He's on the album.
The son that he picks up and he bites into the apple, and then the little newsman comes on his little bike.
Very sad.
The tour's
tomorrow. So, and as you know, the way it ended up, they recorded, what was it? In Through the Outdoor then.
In Through the Outdoor.
And John Bonham ended up passing away. It was 1980.
Right after.
And they were going to they were in the middle of another tour. And that's it. Once John Bonham died, they all agreed he was the heart and soul of the band, and they can't go on. Exactly. And they've never really done another tour. They've done an off show here. They did Live Aid and a couple of things here and there, but.
So for those listeners out there like me, actually, what is your perception of how John Bonham passed away?
Well, yeah,
at
he choked on his own vomit.
But
you can't dust
Jimmy
for
Page's
vomit.
home. I think Jimmy Page's home upstairs after drinking, right?
Yes, they were,
And they thought he just went to sleep, but like back then, no one knew when to check on anybody and stuff like that. And he was really an outrageous drinker.
Yeah.
Like by all accounts. Like,
that's
really
how they say Hendrix.
Yeah, a lot of people. What's the guy?
say
AC/DC, Bon Scott.
There's in the back of his car in front of his home.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
bad stuff.
There's a Bonham
Sleep
story
on your
though,
sides,
where he
folks,
bought a
if you're
car like
drinking.
in L.A. and he's like driving like a maniac, and it was like an Alfa Romeo or something like that. And so the cops pull him over, and all of a sudden they realize, oh my God, we have John Bonham here. And so they just like hung out with him. They're like, oh cool, nice to meet you and everything. But yeah, those guys live fast lifestyles and like
fast cars. Fast
Life's
women.
cheap to that sort. That was a line from Rocky Horror.
Exactly. That was good.
Yeah.
This is a dead-on show tonight.
Bonham was a madman too. Like, and they
all were.
They invented the rock band, the rock star lifestyle. I have to
rock
say,
stars, all of them, from punk to like bombastic rock, like Queen and like Zeppelin, from everything top to bottom.
So original.
Even
Every
Captain
band.
Neil, I'm sure, had some crazy orgies. And,
Captain
like,
fucking died, man, recently. Ooh,
yes,
sorry.
he did. Captain passed
gotta
away.
cut that
Very
out.
sad. No, that's fine.
But
I have to say, these guys, I think, started the rock and roll excess lifestyle with the what did they have? The jet with their name on it and all that craziness. Allegedly, something with a fish and a
shark.
There was a mud shark.
What is this? Tell me this
They
story.
were sleeping in a hotel on a pier. Go.
Yeah, they're in Seattle, and like so after a show, they used to rent out this particular like hotel. I don't remember the exact name, but you could like fish off the balconies outside this hotel. So of course, like the guys from Zeppelin, they were known for like abusing groupies and just trashing hotel rooms and doing crazy stuff. So sure enough, they have a couple groupies back there, and I think Bonham or Plant catches a mud shark. They rig this thing back in, and sure enough, they decide, well, if you want to come in and hang out with us, then you got to let us, try to see where this mud shark can go.
So it's flopping around.
And well, it's flopping around.
They got
so they enticed the woman with a fish, and she went through with it.
There you go.
I don't know if it was, consensual, #MeToo and all that, but...
Yeah, rock stars, they're all consensual.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah,
they're very mysterious.
Yeah. So I would like to interview that groupie. Can you identify her?
Yeah.
Squeaky Frog.
That whole band would have been murdered if it was Squeaky. That would have been a good story. Yeah.
Wow.
So there you have it. Led Zeppelin, one of the greatest bands of all time, one of the most influential. Of course, I am partial to the Rolling Stones, so I can't come right out and say it. But Led Zeppelin,
I think they're like one and
is
two,
in
though.
the top 4.
Yeah, like
along
interchangeably
with others. So anyway, that's up to you to decide. What else do we got to talk about, Mike? That's all the Led Zeppelin news, because I like to focus. I don't like to do a whole thing.
Rest in
It's a
peace.
short time
Rest
period.
in peace, Dabney Coleman.
He died recently,
Yeah.
too?
The Captain and Tennille?
No, Dabney Coleman.
And the Captain.
I think that was like 7 years ago
No, I
he
think
died.
he just passed away.
The Captain.
That's the
just
captain you're talking about. Dabney Coleman, that was definitely years ago.
I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure it just happened.
Who's that? Different Strokes? Who's that guy Coleman?
You
You talking about the guy from What you talking about, Willis?
not Mr. Drummond.
No, he thinks you mean Gary Coleman.
Not Gary Coleman. Not Gary Coleman. And not Mr. Drummond. You're both nuts. I'm telling you. I think Dabney Coleman just passed away. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm off tonight. Told you that.
We're on tonight.
No, you're on tonight.
Yeah, Mike's feeling a little under the weather.
What you talking about, Willis?
So now we're going to wrap this up with some more Led Zeppelin songs, of course, and we're going to play another one of my favorites off of this album, Houses of the Holy. Isn't that something? That the song on this album is called Houses of the Holy, and the album before it was called Houses of the Holy.
Exactly.
How confusing is that, Mike?
I agree.
It is shocking.
Well, but the album cover is cool on Houses of the Holy because it's actually his children. So
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Because there's like 27 of them.
What?
Isn't there like a whole bunch of naked little kids on?
No, it's
Houses
yeah,
of
but
the
they're
Holy?
duplicate. Yeah,
it's only the
they're
same
only
kids.
Plant's children.
Little kids.
I was like wondering where they got all these identical blonde naked children.
Exactly. No, they're all Robert Plant's children.
Yeah.
Would you
Both
think?
of them.
Imagine if you come out with an album like that now, though.
I'll forget it. There's no way. It's like Smell the Glove. You just can't do it.
Nothing could be. You couldn't do anything anymore that you used to, right?
Anymore,
Exactly.
I'm telling you. You
know?
just have to be Bieber and get away.
Exactly.
Like comb your hair. Like
So we're gonna play "Houses of the Holy" by Led Zeppelin, and then we're gonna play "Going to California," another live version, and then we're gonna play the Artist of the Month. So that's it. All the news, not fit for print. Check us out, Madhouse Magazine Radio Hour, madhousemagazine.com, and that is it. That's all we got. Let's hear it for us, Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page, the whole crew.
Thanks for stopping by,
Good
folks.
job. See you next time when we'll be doing Spinal Tap.
Oh, yeah.
They go to 11.